Alrighty, time to try to win a box. We are drafting, well, playing sealed for Edge of Eternities collector box. So we got these 6 packs. Let's crack it open. These Arena Directs have been fun, especially when you eventually get your things. What do we got here? Whoa, what a weird set of rares. We got a Wandering Funeral and a Celestial Colonnade, and I'm going to go through some pretty big hoops to play the Colonnade. But these black rares don't do anything. In fact, there's a lot of bricked rares, but it's all right. Let's see what we got. So white looks really shallow. Does not look very good. Blue, I played blue a lot in these. Looks just okay. Okay. Black is looking solid as well. Yeah, a Circuit Feeder, a Vote Out, Perigee Beckoner, Tragic Trajectory, Fell Grav Ship, Decode Transmissions. All right, let's go take a look at gold real quick, just to see. We've got a Station Monitor and a Celestial Colonnade, which is pretty nice in blue-white. We've got double Tannock. Interesting. So red is Plasma Bolt, Rust Harvester. Those are both pretty good. Intimidator is great. Bombard. Okay, red looks pretty strong. And then green. Well, you know, green looks actually pretty legit too. So maybe I just double Tannock and try to just hit some landfall stuff. Let's see. Plasma Bolt, Rust Harvester, Remnant Elemental, Terra Pact. Yeah, I mean, these are all pretty good. Maybe the Scrapper even gets in. So I get kind of just play all of these. I'm right now, I'm not playing Nutrient Block because I don't think it really does that much for me. I like the Might. I've got a couple, 3 different spacecraft to tap this. I guess Bioengineered Future. I mean, how many creatures do I have? 13 creatures. And a pretty good amount. Like, landers are pretty good in my deck. And I've got, what, 1... kind of 2 Terra Pact Intimidator, 4 ways to make landers. No, 5 ways to make landers. All right, that's not bad. There's also Red Tiger McCann and Wormwall Sweeper. Oh, I guess I like the Harmonious Growth Strider well enough. The Germinating Worms I think are just okay. They're kind of nice to crew your ships, you know, but do I want Bioengineered Future, Shattered Wings, or do I want to cut one of these cards? I don't really want to cut one of these cards. Maybe Slag Drill Scrapper. I guess that one I don't have to play. So let's see. If I cut the Scrapper, I could play 16 lands with Sammy's Curiosity, or I could just play 17. Maybe I just go 16, 8, and then I can play Bioengineered Future, Shattered Wings, and maybe one of the Worms. I don't think I really want to splash all that much. I guess I could splash blue cards, but there's no really good blue splashables because I have a Wandering Funeral, and I have a Red Tiger, McCann's, or Wormwall Sweeper as my last card here. The Wormwall Sweeper it is kind of nice because I have 2 different things that care about being tapped. So it's kind of nice to be able to just use those. But my guess is I don't want that as much as just playing another decent creature. I'll play a Germinating Worm. All right, I think this is what I'm going to go with. This doesn't look amazing, but definitely looks like it's got some action here. And maybe I should play the Bioengineered Future. That one, I haven't had great results with that card, to be honest. So opponent goes first. All right, well, this hand looks pretty good. One thing that I guess playing the Rust Harvester or would help with the Rust Harvester would be to play like Nutrient Block, just to have cheap artifacts to eat with this thing. You only have to eat 1 for this card to be good, but I don't have a lot of artifacts in the deck, so that is something to worry about. Oh, Tannock. All right, let's play Remnant Elemental. Hit for 1 menace, and then next turn I can go Tannock, and then at some point I can play this with some creatures in play. Okay. Flying and Trample. Flample. Banishing Light on... Oh, old Rusty. That was a great exchange. 1 mana for their 3 mana play. Now, it would be nice to draw lands, I would say. Drawing a 6-drop there instead of drawing a land was not ideal. Let's see if we can get something going here. Dock Worker Drone. And then maybe Sack Cryden Relic or McCann Navigator, sure. All right, land is nice. So land. I'm just going to cast the Fate Maker, I think. I'll make this a 3/5, yeah. And then I can attack for 5 here. I think I'd rather be on the aggressive. They can double block my Remnant Elemental, and then I can kill the McCann Navigator. And they take 3. The Remnant Elemental wasn't necessarily even going to do anything next turn if I didn't draw a land. Okay. And what do they got here? Kraken Cryogen Relic. Okay, I like that because that means they're not playing a 5-drop. They might still play something else this turn, of course, but they didn't have anything good enough to play that they wanted to crack this first. So, or rather, nothing there was good enough to do anything but crack this first. And now, oh man, that I like less because they get their Cryogen Relic back. All right, and this thing will come out later. Okay, a land would still be really good here. It's not quite a land, unfortunately. I just have to use it. Wow, way worse than a land. I didn't play it instead of a land. I played it as an additional spell, which I think is fine, but land I would have gone greenhouse, got into attack for 4. Well, you know, this galvanizing saw ship might do some real work, especially if they don't want to play their angel until they can get that Cryogen Relic back. Let's see what they got here. Presumably they're going to play something else. Oh, that one's pretty annoying. Halia's pretty good. ETB, gain a life, and if you've gained 3 life, or when an artifact or creature comes into play, you gain a life, and if you've gained 3 life, you warp. You gain 3 life, you draw a card, and it has warp. I can diplomatic relations the Halia. I don't think I want to do that. I think maybe I just play the Germinating Worm. Just play another large thing, pass the turn, set up atmospheric greenhouse, and I have diplomatic relations for that angel if it comes down to it, which... So they're going to gain a life here, and then the Cryogen Relic's going to come back. They're going to gain another life. They've drawn a lot of cards off this Cryogen Relic, so... Oh man, if they have another creature to play here, they're just going to gain another life and draw a card. Ugh. Well... Let's see what we got. Terra Pact Intimidator. That doesn't do anything right now. Let's attack with the worm. Offer the trade for the angel, I guess. They're going to chump. Okay. And they put the counters on Halia. God, they have so many cards in hand. I don't really fathom winning this very easily, but let's just kill the Reclaimer. I just don't think I can afford to kill the Halia here, because a big part of my plan is just having this thing come over in the air, but I don't know if that's even going to work out. I feel like I wasn't really in a good position here regardless. They've got some good stuff going. Now Self-Craft McCann, sack this Cryogen Relic. They've drawn 5 more cards, about to be 7 more cards than me. Well, that was pretty good. I have not drawn an extra card. I've searched 1 card out of my deck. They've drawn 1, so they've relicked 3 times and played Self-Craft McCann. So yeah. And Halia's drawn an extra card too, and it might still this turn. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, 6/5 Flying Haste is not a bad thing, but yeah, it doesn't look very likely to succeed. They can attack with Halia here? No attacks, no plays. Okay, land. Ping for 1. I'm going to play the greenhouse. I don't think I want to play the saw ship yet, because Lost in Space is pretty annoying. All right, greenhouse hits, so that's nice. Attack with these 2. Yeah, that was why I didn't Lost in Space. I don't really even want the worm, I don't think. Now they're going to double block. And I'll kill the 3/4, I guess. Why did I want to kill the 3/2 with a drawback instead of the 3/4? Who knows? All right, well, I'll make this into a creature at least. Yeah, I did feel like they had Lost in Space, but I don't feel good about it regardless. Yeah, they draw some more cards. Whenever they play their second spell, they draw a card. Oh man, and that's going to trigger Halia, because look, it's going to make a thing. This is disgusting. I am getting so worked here. They're like 1 million life and they've drawn 1 million cards. All right, Saw Ship. And this is station 3 only, so let's station with this. And attack for 11. I mean, that's kind of nice, I guess. I'm going to keep this land in hand, because if I draw my lander bot, my 3/1, then I'll get to maybe draw an extra card. Mouth of the Storm. They have 10 lands in play, because they just hit a land drop every single turn. They're gaining another life, drawing another card. Yeah, I'm off it. I can't really fathom winning this game, especially even with just this equipment, for example, is not going to happen. All right. Let me take a look at the deck real quick just to make sure. Didn't leave anything out that I think would be good. No. I mean, I could play a command bridge, but I don't. I mean, I guess it taps this. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll play command bridge over a mountain. All right. Let's get in there. Okay. 0-1. Not the best start. The boxes might be challenging. All right. Rust Harvester into Zookeeper McCann. I mean, if this hand draws lands, this hand is pretty nice. I've got 1-drop, 2-drop. Well, Forest would be better, but still, I can go turn 2 Remnant or Zookeeper, and then turn 3. I guess if I've drawn a Forest, it'd be a lot more clear what I should do. Now, I think I'll just play the Remnant. It just attacks for more. The only reason to play Zookeeper is if I draw Forest, but I can't even play. I could play 2 spells, but I can't even really. So I think I'd rather just play the one that attacks for more. A Mountain is not a good draw. All right, let's send. They have Bombard. They love killing the Rust Harvester. It's a threatening card. All right, well, mountains and green cards are both bricks. Forests are good. Red cards are okay. Really, I just want to draw a forest, but if I don't, it's going to be a little tough to win this game, I would say. Yeah, give me some landers, bro. Spoiler, they will not give him any landers. There's just no shot they give me a lander here. It would even be malfeasance, I think, to do so. Okay, I mean, I'll just block that with the Terra Pact Intimidator, I guess. I could double block to not take a couple points of trample, but the downside of them having a trick or removal spell in it, me losing Remnant Elemental, doesn't seem very good. Okay, they played a 5-4. We're getting to the point where even drawing a forest isn't going to really be that great, to be honest, but here we are. Tanuk. Any landers? I could still draw my lander bot. See, taking 5 this turn, and this is the Gaia's Cradle. Would definitely not recommend playing that card. The white, red, and black lands are pretty good. The blue and green ones are not. The planets, no bueno. All right, they have just played some 4/5s. You know what? This isn't going to happen. Let's open another sealed, shall we? I'm 0-1. I'm losing this game. My deck also just does not seem good. And I'm not even going to waste more time trying to figure out what I could have done there. Let's just sign up again. I want to show you maybe a slightly more successful run because that one was not doing it. All right, what do we got here? Well, Thrumming Hivepool is great. So is Exalted Sunborn and a Stellar Reclaimer pretty good. And then Sunstar Exemplar. So we've got start to maybe like some sort of white-black deck. Let's take a look at the white. Oh yeah, white looks great. White looks pretty strong. So like Focus Fire, Reroute Systems. I don't want all that many Starport security, sadly, but Expansionist is great. These are all pretty good. And maybe 2 of the auxiliary boosters to start. And then let's take a look at the gold real quick. So I have red, white, black, white, and red, green. Wow, green has double Scoutlander, Galactic Wayfarer, and Glacier Godmaw. That card is really messed up. I'm going to play the Thrive Pool too. Or Hive Pool, rather. Let's take a look at what blue has. Double Cryo Shatter, a Specimen Freighter. Yeah, not much. Triple Embrace Oblivion, if I can find ways things to sacrifice, which black, I guess, provides like Beamsaw Prospectors. Also Trajectory, Gravkill, Double Faller's Faithful. Wow. Well, I mean, this does give me like Honored Knight Captain to go with all those. Yeah, that's not bad. And then Exalted Sunborn works with what, the Knight Captain, but I don't have any token making in black, right? Well, it actually does. It's not just creature tokens, so the Beam Saws would work. And I get the gold card, and also Dubious Delicacy getting rebought by a Stellar Reclaimer is very strong. So okay, and then red has double Plasma Bolt, Bombard, double Roving Actuator. That doesn't do too much. All right, so black-white, I'm definitely going to play Secluded Starforge as well. Watery Grave not doing much for me, I don't think. So let's get these in first, and I'm going to have to cut some cards for sure. And I don't think I want to play the Entropic Battle Cruiser. So whenever they discard a card, they lose life. It doesn't do anything to you. Station it to 8. And then that is good. You attack, make them discard a card, and they lose life. But I don't think that that's really where I want to be. All right, so this is... Maybe I definitely cut on auxiliary boosters. Reroute systems versus focus fire. I mean, I could just cut both. Because I have the 2 seam rips as cheap removal, and then I have double embrace oblivion. Starport security also seems kind of medium. I don't want to cut too many creatures. I've got 13 right now, which isn't too bad. Perigee Beckoner I think is good. Rescue Skiff. Target creature or enchantment. So just a creature, basically. But I guess if my Banishing Light gets blown up or milled or something. Whenever another creature you control dies, just put an exile. This gets a ++1 counter and gains a life. And then if this dies, well, it's 4 power. It vindicates. It's pretty good. Hilderblade is also a card that I've actually been kind of impressed by, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it in here. I mean, with my removal, I have Banishing Light, Delicacy, Radiant Strike, Grav Kill, Double Seam Rip, Tragic Trajectory, Depressurize. Do I need both Embrace Oblivions? Maybe I could just play one. And I could cut a Seam Rip. That's also possible. I have a lot of cheap stuff. I just want to play as many creatures as possible because I feel like that maximizes my Father's Faithfuls and whatnot. So this is still 2 cards over. I guess the Hilderblade. I do like Hilderblade with all these cheap creatures though. That's what's kind of tough. Lightless Evangel. I don't have that much sacrifice, but is it better than Starfighter Pilot? Probably. I think that one's just okay. And then I guess just cut the Hilderblade and I have good high end anyway. Okay. This is a little tricky to build. I just have a lot of good cards. So not unlike the first one. I have some good ones in the sideboard, but I think I like where this is looking at. All right, let's battle. All right, time for the real round one. We don't have to talk about that first deck. What do you got? Opponent goes first. All right, I mean, I've got Seam Rip and Banishing Light for early plays. All right, I got Beam Saw there as a turn 2 play. Beam Saw's ready. Oh, that's annoying. Let's play Beamsaw Prospector. So this is a 4/1 menace. Ward, discard a card. But the downside is when it attacks, one of my creatures gets a +1/+1 counter. So what I think I'm going to do is take a hit here and then maybe kill it the next turn or something. Let's see what they do. We played an Intrepid Tenderfoot, sure. Land. I think I'm just going to blow up my Beamsaw Prospector and draw 2 cards here. Make a lander, and then this way, okay, yeah, I've got answers for that Sunset Saboteur. I'll just have to discard probably a land. And I'm just going to take it here. I've got a bunch of plays here. Ice Cave Crasher, huh? Land. All right, well, in that case, let's go Seam Rip on the Sunset Saboteur. Discard a plains. And I think just Banishing Light on the Ice Cave Crasher. And I'll attack for 4. I'll take 2 here because I still have some good moves. I don't even really want to draw a swamp, but drawing a swamp would be okay. It would let me cast these 2 spells or maybe warp this in the same turn. The Tragic Trajectory is on so easily with this that I feel like that's fine. I can just do that later. Timeline Color. They're warping that and then playing him. All right. And then hitting me for 4. Fair enough. Okay. Oh, Sunstar Expansionist. What a draw. All right, so I could play this. Haven't played a land yet. Get a lander token, play a land, play a Hull Carver. So I have multiple things to block that and bash for 4. I'm kind of doing a lot of damage, and I get to sack a lander token end of turn. And I've got some good attacks next turn because I can trajectory something and I can Perigee Beckoner on like the Father's Faithful and Yeah, they either take 6 or let it come back and kill something and draw me 2 more cards. So we'll see. Timeline color. Yeah, you got it. And that's it. But they're also not pumping their Tenderfoot. So I think they have maybe Grav Kill, something along those lines. I'm not sure. Okay, draw. Okay, well, this ought to flush something out. If you do this now or forever hold your peace. All right, they didn't want to do it now. Let's warp this. And just put it on the faithful. And I'm going to start sending here. I mean, if they Grav Kill the Follower's Faithful, that's fine. They can double block the Sunstar Expansionist. Take 1. My Servondum is going to get 2 counters this turn if that happens, because Perigee Beckoner is going to go into exile end of turn. So I kind of like what's going on here, and then hopefully I just don't draw any more lands, and we're in great shape. Their Sunset Saboteur did some damage for sure. That card's kind of nice. Block there. All right. Oh, they're blocking the Follower's Faithful. Nice. Okay. Also, when it comes back, I can blow up the whole card to draw 2 cards, or I guess I actually should have sacked the thing. Though I'm actually going to draw 2 cards here, so maybe not. All right, so this gets bigger, gain a life. This comes back. I think I blow up the whole Carver. I could blow up the Beckoner because I haven't really paid for that one yet, but I don't think I need to do that. Okay, they did have the Grav Kill. All right. Well, I don't know that that's exactly how they wanted to have that all work out, but okay. Pass the turn. And I'm just going to sack this. And I've got double removal spell in hand, and they're at 6 versus my kind of 6 power, because the Faithful, or the Expansionist, has landfall +1/+0. We have 3 cards in hand, but I've got double removal spell next turn, or 1 removal spell plus Tragic Trajectory, or sorry, Perigee Beckoner, Tragic Trajectory. Well, I guess if I cast Grav Kill, I'm kind of locked into casting Trajectory, but I could cast either of these 5s and Trajectory too, if that made more sense to do. They can hit me. I mean, if they had a land, they could actually hit me down to 1 here. Warp this and pump this twice, but that would not win the game. Wow. So if they had Grav killed the Servondum before damage, maybe leaving my mana up actually was good for me, because they maybe didn't do that because they didn't want me to play a trick or something. All right, we take those. Okay. Are they pumping the Tenderfoot here? Okay. Warping this to Perigee Beckoner? They do. Okay, well, I guess I'm dead. That's unfortunate. Things were looking pretty good there. I guess my Follower's Faithful coming back tapped was a big of a downside, but they had to have Beckoner and or some other pump spell. All right. I'm really showing you how to win a box over here. I like that. I guess I could have, I don't really know what I could have done. I mean, I could have left another thing back, but it didn't really seem like I was supposed to. So this hand is like casts no spells, but 1 black mana. Yeah, I think I actually run it in sealed. I think you do, because 1 black mana gives me Beamsaw plus Embrace Oblivion. This gives me a lander, and I have Depressurize. So I do need to draw Swamp, but I feel like I've got a good amount of moves if I do, because these are both pretty good. So, all right. Well, a black card isn't really going to do it, but we'll see what I draw here. Play a 1/4. Okay. They could hit me for 1. Are they thinking of sacking their nutrient block here? No, they got Oreplate Pangolin. And they're hitting for 2. All right. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out. All right, one more shot. Let's do it. All right, third bite at the apple. Third time's the charm. We're not running another one today, so I hope this one goes well. What do we got? Oh, we got Quantum Riddler and Singularity Rupture and Anti-Causal Vestige. All right, this is a lot juicier. Let's start with blue. Yeah, blue's going to be fine. When you have a card as good as Quantum Riddler, like this card is at best, at worst, 2 mana draw a card and then 5 mana 4/6 flying draw a card. But if you can time it such that you draw extra, it could be so much more. And my blue also seems totally fine outside of that. So, all right, blue looks great. Let's just check gold right. I've got Singularity Rupture. Oh, Anti-Causal Vestige is going in 2. And black has an Embrace Oblivion, a Hull Carver, Evangel, Color, 2 Decode Transmission, Fell Graveship. All right, black is okay, and the Wrath is really good, but we can look at other colors too, of course. So I'm going to give you a little peek behind the curtain here. So you can't really tell too much like when there's like a big cut, because obviously like, you know, I could be doing this and then the next cut is there, but every now and then I pause or whatever. I just had to pause for this bad dog out there. The dog came in scooting her butt on the carpet, and dog owners, I think, know what that means. She required the use of some scissors and a full-on bath. So I actually did that in the like 2 seconds since you last saw me talk. I paused, went and bathed the bad dog. I love her a lot. It's worth it, but what a dog. Anyways, now that I've gotten, look, let's just say I've gotten some crappy decks and some crap out of the way. Let's win this one, huh? I would like to win a box here. I like the blue, and I think I like the black. The Wrath is really good. Let's see. Let's just add the black cards and kind of see where we're at. I generally try not to play Blade, Intervention, Crawl the Void. I don't know if you can see the dog running around. She's just she's just fresh from her bath. Anyways, eventful things aside, let's get the Wrath in there. I generally have been playing Command Bridge and 2-color decks. There's just enough things to tap. Like you could just tap a Cryo Shatter or something. That it's mostly like it just coming to play tapped 2-color land, which I think you should play a lot of the time. The only other color I could see playing maybe would be white. It has Banishing Light, Seam Rip, a bunch of Radiant Strikes, but no. This looks good. I do need to cut some cards. Ilvoy Operative you can always cut. Timeline color with Embrace Oblivion I think is decent. Double Star Reach Whale. I mean, all these warp cards kind of nice with the Wrath. You can spend your mana warping and then all of a sudden just Wrath and then you replay your warp things. Swarm color doesn't actually look amazing here. I guess it sacks Timeline color. All these colors. And a Cryogen Relic. All right. Double Gale Blade. It's fine. Kind of nice with Perigee Beckoner, I guess. And kind of a combo with Quantum Riddler. Because this also works with any card draw. So let's say if I have this in play and I can sack a Gale Blade when I have 1 card in hand, draw 2 cards. But I do need to cut 2 more cards. And I think with all these draw 2s, I think I can cut Swarm color. And I kind of want to cut Lightless Evangel. I guess it is a 2/2. I sack Relics. I sack these. I have an Embrace Oblivion. So that's something. And I like the Scanship. I like the Tractor Beam. Yeah, I guess it comes down to Lightless Evangel, Timeline color, or maybe like the Monoist Sentry. I don't really have too many ships to crew. The Sentry's good at doing that, but I just have the Scanship. No, I have a Fell Graveship too. All right, it kind of makes me want to just cut one of these 2 2-drops, and I think I'll cut the Lightless Evangel. I haven't really found that card to do too much. All right. Let's hope this goes better than the last runs. And either way, it's preferable than having to bathe the dog again. Okay, time for round 1 against Tamio. Opponent goes first. All right, I like this hand. I've got a Wrath, so I do have to keep that in mind. But I think I am going to play the Hull Carver because I don't really think I get away with not playing it before the Wrath. It's not like I'm going to do nothing until turn 6. And it's something to get back with the Grab Ship as needed. But I'm fine with my opponent having a slow start when I've got a Wrath. Because that means if they go like 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop, and I Wrath them, I haven't taken too much damage. The 2-drop to start makes it a little tougher. Wow, just straight up running a 3-mana 3/1 out there. All right, I guess you got no other plays. You got no other plays. Let's just chill. I'm not really in a hurry here. I know I'm hitting Wrath on 6. Swarm color. Well, I'll let you do your swarm culling. Draw 2. Discard an island. And I'm not going to crew for 1. I don't really want to take 3 here. That doesn't really make sense. Spaceships are kind of cool too. You can like get this to 7 charge counters and then Wrath. All right. They do get to sack their 3/1, but I'm okay with that. I could Embrace Oblivion here. This gets a spacecraft back. Okay, they drew that after. Let's go Embrace Oblivion, kill your swarm color, sack the scan ship, and see what they got. They pinged me for 1. That's fine, because the reason I want to do this is I want to be able to spend my mana this turn. So, and I don't want to play Psionicist because that's just going to die to the Wrath. But I can play this, and this can get back a spacecraft. Let's mill some lands. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And get back my scan ship. And no, I'm still not going to station. I just don't think stationing for 1 and taking a couple damage is a really good deal. Ooh, are they going to kill my Hull Carver here? They are. Nice. All right. See, this is perfect. I spent my mana. I did some things. And then next turn, maybe they're going to play another creature. And if they don't, I'll just play scan ship and I'll keep just doing my thing. Yeah, let's do that. Draw 2. Discard an island. Play a land. I'll play the sentry here. I don't mind this one dying, and I'll start crewing the grab ship. Okay, they hit me to 13. Nothing else, huh? Let's crew the scan ship. They have mana up. I'm kind of worried about attacking into just a removal spell. I go to 11. No plays, huh? All right, well, now it's time to do something. So let's go. I think we're just going to not worry about Singularity Rupture. Crew. Use this to crew that. They just don't have anything? Guess I'll lose too. I was thinking they would kill my thing and I would get to warp that, but all right. And then I'll play Timeline Color. That one's also good with the Wrath, which is kind of nice. And then pass. Do they have their own Wrath? They have the Mutinous thing. I guess they could name kill all evens. So he'd kill that, and then they would attack me for 5. Sure, I guess. No. Okay, it kind of feels like that's what they have. So let's go ahead. Attack for a bunch. Okay, they block there. That I like that. So I don't think there's a big reason to play anything else here. Just pass the turn. What is going on over there? Warp that. Okay. I mean, I've drawn a million lands, but so have they. They have 10 lands. I have 11 lands, but I drew a bunch of extra cards. Wow, I don't have very many lands left in my deck. Actually, this is 10, 11. What a weird game. They played like 4 cards that game, but I played really slow too because I had like a Wrath coming. All right. On the board. First time we've even won a single game so far. I guess we'll take that. And the Mono Sentry did do a good job crewing our spaceships, even if that was a weird game all told. Okay, here we go. On to the next. Battle against 6 of Renin 6 Fame. I'm on the play. Oh yeah, this is a nice hand. Huh. Is there any chance... Yeah, I don't think I play the Hull Carver on turn 1. And here's why. I might get a little burned by it because my Psionicist might die. I think... Do I do that one? I think maybe I do this. So what I want to do for the Hull Carver is go Psionicist, then turn 4 Hull Carver, then a 5-drop. So I'm saving this as kind of like a ritual if this survives. If it doesn't, I burned a mana. That's fine. I actually think I'm going to Starbreach Whale because I don't have double blue for Quantum Riddler. So let's just do it this way. Oh, surveil that into my graveyard. Keep the anti-causal vestige on top. Yes, please. Oh yeah, this is great. I'm going to play a turn 3 Psionicist, and if it survives, awesome. And if it doesn't, I can use the anti-causal vestige's warp ability and then put in the whole carver still, or hopefully something a little better. Okay, they didn't kill the Psionicist. Look at that. Look at that. So now, I mean, there's also the timeline color, which is funny. Like, I did draw an actual different 1-drop play, but this is still going to be totally fine. Let's play the whale. It's a whale of a tail. Yeah, I'll keep Tractor Beam. And I wanted to wait on the vestige until I could maybe warp something more expensive into play, though. I guess I don't really want to put this into play, though. This puts a permanent, so I can put Tractor Beam into play now. I don't mind that. And I just played 2 good blockers, and the Psionicist looks like it's still going to live here. Could we be getting some momentum? Let's see what they do with their 4 swamps. Grav kill my Starbreach Whale. Say go. Yeah, no real good attacks. Oh, so Thera the Super Void. Okay. So this, unfortunately, can't steal this. So this is whenever one of their creatures dies, each opponent exiles a creature. So I have to exile a creature. And then if they ever, at the end of their turn, if someone ever doesn't have a creature in play, or any creatures in play, this dies and they get to put back something exiled with it with 2 counters. So it's a pretty good card for sure. Let's see. I could warp this. And then I could play this for cheaper if I care about that. Or I could just play this. Warping this, I'm not going to attack with it. It doesn't really do much. So let's just warp this. Play Command Bridge, tap the Vestige. Attack for 3. And then end of turn, exile this, draw a card. And I'm going to put Tractor Beam into play. And steal the Beamsaw Prospector. Okay, that'll give me something to sacrifice to that Super Void if that comes up. I won't get a treasure out of it, or a lander, because it is sacrifice, not exile. But I guess the Tractor Beam was pretty good there. And I assume they're not attacking here. Doesn't really seem too productive. I guess they could crew their Dirgecraft. That's something. Okay, and then on my turn, maybe I'll play this. Here's where I could warp this and then play that if I don't draw a land. And I drew a divert. All right, so if I'm going to do that, I guess I could just do it now. Whatever. Warp. Play this. I actually will trade the Hole Carver here because I can exile the timeline color. And then that puts them down. It'll get exiled. I won't be able to play it again. But I don't mind the Super Void having that. And I think getting the Comet Crawler off the board is good. All right, they didn't want to do that. That's fine by me. It would just force them to have to play a creature to keep this around. I think we're doing really well here. This card is dangerous. Obviously, if they like play planes, make a token thing, and then Embrace Oblivion, kill your thing. Like, yeah, there's ways it could go wrong. This dog's going to be the death of me. I can play Fell Graveship and I can play Quantum Riller and draw 2 cards. So I probably will want to do that. But I guess I don't have anything in my graveyard yet. So let's go smash, see what they got. Trade there. Go to 3. All right. Oh, actually, maybe I didn't want to do it this way. All right, well, let's just go. Let's just play the... Ooh, do I want to warp the Quantum Riddler? Maybe that's actually better. Yeah, I'll just... No, they're at 5. If I warp it, I could have Divert Disastra, but it doesn't even really look that good. Let's just cast the Quantum Riddler. Riddle me this, Batman. All right, play the Mono Sentry, pass the turn. I don't really know what's going on over there. These have been 2 extremely strange games. Oh, there's the planes. Lands, am I right? Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, 2-0. I will say that even though this game my opponent had a really kind of weird draw, I feel like my deck was doing pretty good things like the whole time. So even against a better draw, I think I would have had a good shot. All right. Let's get in there. Unnamed Warrior. And I'm on the draw. Yeah, all right. This is why we play that tap land, the command hanger or whatever. Just another blue-black duel. Okay. Well, if I don't draw anything, then it's going to be tough. A swamp lets me cast Decode Transmissions, though I would have to then discard. Okay. Island. Sure, I'll warp this, I guess. I mean, I don't know. 2-lander on the draw. Like, yeah, I definitely could have mulliganed, but I just don't think that's generally what you're supposed to be doing. They're chilling there, and we're dead. Okay. Let's battle again. All right. Now we're battling 6 of Red and 6 Fame, I believe. Or Red, rather, of the Red and 6 Fame. All right, well, I guess I get to cast spells this game. That's cool. I mean, look, I could believe you that mulliganing that hand could be slightly better, but it can't be even that much better if it is better, because you lose a lot of win percentage when you just take a mulligan. So, whereas that hand was 1 island away from, I think, being pretty legit. And a swamp away from being, at least, gets to participate in the game. Okay, well, I think what I'm going to do here is kind of run the same thing with the Scion Assist, maybe. Or maybe I just play the second Gale Blade. I guess I don't have a good curve to do that with. Are they stuck on 2? It looks like they're stuck on 2 to me. I'm just going to play a second Gale Blade, actually. I don't need to draw a card. I've got a 3-drop and a 4-drop. 2 4-drops, actually. Let's just play the Scion Assist. If they kill it, don't even care. Next turn, I can Anti-Causal Vestige, put the Scan Chip into play. Okay, here comes Tractor Beam into All Fate Scroll. Steals a spacecraft, not an artifact. Into Plasma Bolt on one of my Gale Blades. All right, they're cruising, I guess. Warp this. End of turn. Draw a card. And, yeah, put the Scan Ship into play. Draw 2 more. Discard an island. Pass the turn. And next turn, if they play something I want to Cryo Shatter, I could Cryo Shatter and just cast Anti-Causal Vestige thanks to the Scion Assist. Oh, and then that crews the Scan Ship almost immediately. Tap the Gale Blade or a Scion Assist as well. So that would be nice. If not, I can just cast Starbreach Whale, I suppose. They have 4 mana. Survey McCann. All right. So this currently costs 7 to use, but unfortunately this means I don't get to make the play I was hoping to make. I could warp this and then play it, except it doesn't actually work that way, sadly. If I Anti-Causal Vestiged a Tractor Beam, that's something to consider. This can put this into play and steal the Survey McCann if it comes down to it. All right, so let's just go land. Just cast the Starbreach Whale. Graveyard top. Well, that was nice. Pump this pump. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it with everything. All right. I mean, if they play a land of a different type, all of a sudden this costs 6 and they're at 5, so they're only 2 lands away if one of them is not a mountain or island. So that's not too far, but mostly in sealed, you're mostly 2 colors in my experience. So those Gale Blades both 8 Plasma Bolts. I'm pretty happy with that outcome, to be honest. Next turn. It'd be nice if they played something I could Cryo Shatter, because that would give me the ability to get to 1 card for Quantum Riddler, but it doesn't look like they're going to. 2 mana. I could warp that. I could also, let's just warp this. It feels like they could have the counterspell. And then let's just cast this. Okay, they did not have the counterspell. Command Bridge. tap the color, crew that to 13, and I think attack with the sound assist is pretty free, so I'll just do that. All right. Bouncing the scan ship. Well, that was a rough way to go about it. This getting to cast that card again is pretty nice. All right. And the color's now in my warped zone or exile zone. Exile can be cast zone. All right, that's not a different land, so they're still pretty close. And they played a 4/5. Yeah, that's not going to do it, I don't think. All right, I've got a lot of good options here. I could Cryo Shatter. I could Tractor Beam. Third 11. Let's see if I go Cryo Shatter, Tractor Beam. And then, yeah, I can force a chump. All right, so let's go. Well, hold on. If I no, I can't quite do it because the Cryo Shatter, they could still block. It's can only block flyers. Yeah, I guess that's fine. We'll just Cryo Shatter that so we can Tractor Beam this. And, oh, I didn't even need to Cryo Shatter. I don't know what I was doing. All right, and then warp this on Psionicist and attack. I could have just warped. I didn't need to actually cast the Cryo Shatter, but now they have to chump with their Survey Mechan, which makes it, I think, pretty difficult for him to win this game. And my Sky Warden grows too. Why not? I also have a timeline color that I could put into play. Yeah. All right, 3-0. We're cruising. 3-1. Sorry, I forgot about the game where I didn't play a spell. 3-1. The good news is at 3-1, you get 3,600 gems. It costs 6,000 gems to enter, so I'm at least getting a rebate. And if I win this, I would go up to 7,200 gems, which makes me profitable. Well, not if you count the other 2 sealeds I joined, but I'm just talking about on an individual level, of course. If I win the box and all 3 together, quite a good deal. At least a reasonable deal. All right, I'll keep this. Not like an amazing hand, but Causal Vestige is a very good card. And I have a draw 2 to play on turn 3. Oh, interesting. Another target creature. All right, I'll play the Galeblade. Another Decode Transmission. I'm just going to pass. I don't want to sack my thing to kill theirs, but I don't really want to trade damage when they're green-white. I didn't know they were about the white part, but they look like more of a beatdown deck, and I have 2 draw 2, lose 2s because I'm going to have to cast at least one of these in a spot where I don't have Void. Oh, no, that's annoying. Because now their thing is a 2/2, which pumps something else bigger. I'll block and sack. And when this dies, it makes a 1/1, if this is in play, of course. Okay. Let's decode the transmissions. What do we want to do here? If I warp the Vestige, all my things cost 5? I guess I'll see what they do. Land Rayblade Trooper is pretty good. Like, that's just a good play regardless. I don't like it. Okay, well, I probably need to do something to affect the board here, if I had to guess. Oh, Cryogen Relic. Okay. So now I can go Cryogen Relic, draw a card, land, Embrace Oblivion on the Rayblade Trooper. I mean, they're going to get a 1/1 like this. I'm still getting hit for 5 next turn, but I don't really see much of a choice here. Next turn, I can anti-causal Vestige and put in a big permanent, or I could just cast like a Starbreach Whale or something. Okay. All right. I go to 11. Yeah, if they have removal, this is going to not work out well. This is a game where drawing the Wrath would be awesome, so I think I'm just going to Starbreach because I would like to play a blocker. And oh, are these both good? Let's see. If I next turn go Psionicist, no Wrath. If they kill this and attack me for 7, I go to 4. I'm in a lot of trouble next turn. If that's the case, if I put Psionicist on top, I play Psionicist, and then I play Graveship. I just kind of don't want these. I'm just going to try to draw the Wrath, or just play Anti-Causal Vestige next turn. I just feel like a lot of my sequences don't really work. Oh, okay, they didn't have a wrath or a removal, so they are going to get to crack their All Fate scroll, but yeah, you know what can I do, right? Warping the vestige in is probably a bit ambitious, is my guess. I think I'm just going to have to cast it and pass the turn here. To sack their lander. Well, I really hope they don't have a fourth type here. I would not be surprised if they did, but hopefully they're on just 3. They're spending a lot of time looking, so sort of green-white beats just splashing. Okay, they're not splashing a bunch of colors. They're just green-white. It looks like green-white beats, maybe with a couple black cards here. So if they have a land, they can crack the All Fate scroll. Yeah, draw their 3. All right, you know, this is, I think, getting into a reasonable place. Because now I can fell grab ship back something. So let's go, let's see. Or I could warp the Perigi Beckoner. Or I could just cast Perigi Beckoner. Maybe I just do that. And then I'll leave up a Divert Disaster. And then attack for 9 here. They can chump with their 1/1, but at least kill something. Oh, they're going to block with that and put another counter on the Hemosymbic Might. Okay. I'm okay with that too. Getting things off the board, I think, is generally good, though obviously we'll see how they can tap that Might. I think the Divert Disaster could be good here, but I see it's going to highly depend. If the first thing they play is Pinnacle Killship, then yes, the Divert Disaster is going to be awesome. If the first thing they play is a 5-drop, that's less good. Let's see where they're at. Unfortunately, the way this game started, the Rayblade Trooper, Hemosymbic Might Rayblade Trooper is a really sick 1-2-3 play. It forced me to like cast all 3 of these, not warp any of them, just not make, I think, good card advantage plays. So I'm kind of losing card advantage wise too. All right, Lightsmith. Then they play their second spell and draw a card. Wow, nice. Divert Disaster doesn't do anything. Classic. Well, the good news is if they attack with Hemosymbic Might, I can just block it. Oh. Wrath is nice. Let's do that, I think. This is getting kind of bad for me. I'm going to attack like this. I could attack with Perigi Beckoner, but I feel like they're more likely to do something that's beneficial if I attack like this and don't make it look like I just have a Wrath. Because attacking with Perigi Beckoner is a bit much, I suspect. Okay. All right. And this gets some counters onto Hemosymbic Might. Target you. And they're about to have 11 cards left. So not enough to like win by milling, most likely, but enough that it's probably pretty annoying. What do they have here? Do they have Dark Endurance? They can't be splashing that, right? That would be really weird. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Oh, Biosynthetic Burst. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. All right. And then this draws a card. And I think I put the Grav Ship into play because it's got lifelink. Either way, I'm not blocking. And I think I get the Anti-Causal Vestige back. And I can play a land and still have Divert up. Them keeping their Sunstar Lightsmith is pretty annoying, but what can you do? All right, Servandum, that's the splashed card. Not really a card I would generally say is good to splash, but, you know, not the worst card in the world, I guess. And a Sledge Class Siege Ship. And that's going to crew, and it's going to attack me, and this Divert Disaster is going to rot in my hand. Nice. Oh, Tractor Beam. Oh, nice. So let's go 5. I could Tractor Beam the Lightsmith. And then, oh, this is crew 8. Oh, man, why are these crew numbers so high? It's so weird. I'm at 5. I would then die, but they'd have to play 5 power. All right. I'm going to Tractor Beam the Lightsmith. Just hope they don't have 5 power. What else can I do? I could play Perigi Beckoner. I mean, if I play the Beckoner, if I warp it, I draw a card, and then... No, I'm just going to warp this. Draw. Station this. Play the command bridge, why not? Tap that. Draw again. And put the Beckoner into play. Tapped. Again, I don't know why it has to be tapped, but all right. I'm ready to perish here, but I think I took the highest value play or sequence that I thought gave me the best chance to win. I really didn't want them to have this and play again. I felt like I wasn't going to win if that was the case. Okay, I'm not immediately just dying. If they have a 3-power creature, they can crew with the Servandum, and then I don't die, I go to 1. And Fell Graveship's going to come and gain me some life at some point. Oh, Thrumming Hive Pool? All right. That's a really good card, too. So at the beginning of their upkeep, they make 2 1/1 slivers. They're going to crew that. All right. So I have to get some stuff done, huh? Let's go Galeblade. Crew the Graveship. Attack for 7. Go up to 6. Play the Vestige. Draw a card. Land. Cryo Shatter this. Pass the turn. They get 2 1/1s. I still have a Divert Disaster that's doing stone nothing. All right, well, let's see what happens here. They have 10 mana, so if they have a 9-drop, I can counter it. Really, what happens if they play 2 cards? If they play 2 things on the same turn, maybe I can counter the second one. I mean, as things currently stand, if they don't have a good play this turn, I think I'm actually going to win, but because they'll have to start chumping with these things, and I can leave Galeblade back on the next turn. This also does an additional 2. I'm gaining 3 a turn. Like, I might be able to outrace the sliver thing. It really depends on what their plays are this turn. Obviously, if they have 2 really good plays and I can't use Divert on either of them, then that's going to be a problem. Good news is I made it through the turn where I was just dead if they had a 5 power total of creatures. So that much is nice. It's going to be hard for this to have 4 power with a Cryo Shatter on it. They're using it up their timeouts, which is usually a good sign. It usually means they don't have a good move available. Okay. They're tanking. They could have an X spell or something. They're attacking? All right. Yeah, this turns on a warp, but they could have turned on warp by attacking with Servandum if they really needed to. They also get to gain a life here, but how much that matters. Do they have their own Wrath or something? That would be kind of funny. The Wrath they have blows up spaceships at least, but I would probably... Then I would pretty much just lose to the Thrumming Hive Pool, I think. They do have their own Wrath. They have Extinguisher Battleship, and I can't counter it. And now the Anti-Causal Vestige is going to die. And they're blowing up the Tractor Beam. Oh my god. All right, I'll sack this to draw a card, I guess. How is this real life, you know? Draw. Sure, I'll put a Hull Carver into play. And I can't even... I can't... Divert Disaster is looking terrible here. I'm at 2. Yeah, I guess I'm dead to that Extinguisher Battleship, because... So let's see. I have 5 cards left. Surveil. Graveyard both. Warp, or I think I'll just cast this and hope to draw Embrace Oblivion. And unless I probably already used it. I think I used it on the Well, this was a bit beating because they beat me early with their like beatdown plan and then late with their hive pool and battleship. Yeah, I'm just dead. They just crew the battleship and attacked me. Wow, what a wild game. And they cast it through a divert disaster, which I'm sure they knew I had because of Arena's auto passing system where I was auto passing unless spells were on the stack. So, all right. I mean, this was a pretty good deck. I wouldn't reroll this one. Singularity Rupture, Vestige, Quantum Riddler, very good cards. It was actually a little lighter on removal than blue-black tends to be. No depressurizes, no grav kills. Yeah, really just had the 2 Cryo Shatters, Embrace Oblivion. Divert continues to be kind of medium. I think it's fine to play in sealed, but yeah, it has its bad moments. So, well, didn't win any boxes today, but I got 3,600 gems for the low price of 18,000 gems. Well, that'll do it for this one. I hope you have better luck in these than I did, but I won a couple boxes. I'm with 2 boxes, and I've done now 8 runs. So it's reasonable, but this wasn't the best showing. So I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I'll see you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.